Hi, how about a reading from your metal dog? It's been a bit, been traveling, got some new decks, and feeling like I've got a message for you today. I hear Saturn is about to go direct. We have been revisiting ground that we covered since February of 2021, and now Saturn is going to return back over that. And what I understand this means is that you have an idea, you have a vision, and Saturn is helping you figure out exactly how you're going to enact that vision, how to bring it into the world. So let's see what the cards want to tell us about that. We have just had a new moon in Libra, and honestly, I'm a little out of touch about what else is going on in the heavens. Although there's something with Venus, Mars, and Mercury making a triangle with the moon. Something really cool happening there. Let's see what the cards tell us. I'm a better reader than I am astrologer, but I do learn a lot from astrologers. Okay, so overarching feeling of this is intuition. Yes, trust your intuition, as I am trusting mine. And on the bottom, there's a storm. That's it. There's some kind of, it's like a tower moment, transformative moment, uncomfortable, enlightening. It's like the truth coming in. So there's some kind of intuitive knowing it's going to come in, boom, really suddenly. Wow, okay. And that's it on the bottom of that deck. Let's see. I'm going to use a couple new decks that I picked up when I was in New Orleans, which is a great city to visit. I am a wilderness person. I like the wild. I like to visit cities, and I am so happy to be home to the woods here in Flagstaff. For those of you that aren't from Arizona, is there anyone out there who follows my channel or encounters my channel who's not from up here on this sacred mountain? We are in the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world here. It's not what you think of when you think of Arizona. So I have this Pride Tarot deck, and it is a collaborative set of queer readings, and queer or not, these cards can give you insight really into re-looking at things that may be uncomfortable. I don't know, let's just see, okay? There's some kind of storm coming, and I know I want my queer kin to be around me when I go through stormy weather. So let's see, we're gonna give you a release, embrace, revisit. We have Mercury in retrograde, Saturn is finishing its retrograde, and also then covering that same ground. What is hidden from you that the tarot wants you to know, and what the outcomes may be should you choose to take this advice. So, what you want to release, some kind of insomnia, some kind of anxiety. Here we have the Nine of Swords. A person walking in the dark woods. To me, the woods are a place of peace, not of anxiety. But sometimes my anxiety prevents me from really seeing the woods. So that's a good thing to release. Difficulty sleeping. What you want to embrace is the Knight of Swords. This is the bringer of truth. This person has a message. It can be a message that's difficult to receive, and the Knight of Swords sometimes need to temper what they have to say. It can be a bit much having this direct warrior come into onto your scene, but this is saying embrace this. So embrace the difficult truth bringer. Don't shoot the messenger. It comes into my head. And if you are the messenger, this is saying it's time to carry this message. What you need to revisit is the Page of Pentacles. A kind of very practical, earthy truth. This makes me totally think of Saturn returning back over the ground as it goes direct. The Page of Pentacles in this deck is a wise a mentor of sorts. And so we can think of Saturn as like this wise woman in the community where this artist lives and works. Usually in the pages are young people, and I love how this deck breaks with that, and instead gives us this elder who carries wisdom, this very practical knowledge. Okay. My dog has an itch. Okay. What is hidden from you? What you need to know is some kind of regret. 5 of Cups. There may be somebody around you who's feeling this, some kind of loss, or you may not be dealing with that. There is, in this set here, we can see there's anxiety and insomnia. There's a need to bring or receive the truth. You're being shown that you can listen to somebody who's a teacher, who is offering a structure and a very practical message to you, an elder perhaps in your life. Perhaps you've discounted what this elder has told you. And either you or somebody around you or your community or some larger entity is in a state of the 5 of Cups, which is always an opportunity to turn around and change your perspective and not face the direction of loss, but instead turn around and towards the 2 of Cups there, which is a new beginning. And this artist designs their tarot after tattoos. So I don't know about this tattoo tradition, but if you do, that might be a clue for you as well. And finally, should you choose to face this truth or carry this truth or take this advice or know this grief, the future is the 3 of Swords. And that is not a comfortable future. What it is an opportunity for your heart and your mind to come together. Because in the 3 of Swords, they're in conflict. It's really a sword. The swords it's like, I think of it as a broken heart, a kind of disappointment. But it is also an opportunity to see the light that comes from that disappointment. And this is actually a very beautiful, this artist is using stained glass windows as inspiration. This is a 3 of Swords, which it reminds me of how you're supposed to embrace this truth, this message here. And we will clarify, and I'm actually going to look in the book here for a second. On the bottom of the deck, we have quite a bit. We have 3 cards on the bottom of the deck, kind of giving you the overall vibe, right? Remember, there's a storm. So that storm, that shock, that may be this truth that you need to face, that you intuitively know already is coming in. Underlying, we have the 6 of Wands, which is victory, and here it's represented as a pride march. We have a 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, represented here. The cups here are all phases of the moon she's holding in her hair. 9 of Cups, that is wish fulfillment, personal satisfaction, emotional fulfillment particularly. And then there is this beautiful 2 of Wands, the 2 women back to back, envisioning the world that they want to see. Wow. Well, we're going to clarify and see what all of this might mean. When we get to that 3 of Swords, I'll glance into the guidebook here. But let's find out what's been going on, that you've been having insomnia, anxiety, you've been up in your head, and it's time to release that. And I think because you release it for a truth or to bring some kind of truth forward, this is an intellectual journey that we're talking about here. At the outside, a releasing of the 9 of Swords and an embracing of the Knight of Swords. So let's see. We're going to clarify with the, the Modern Witch Tarot deck. Also, a new deck that I got in New Orleans. I'm loving it. It's really the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Hi, kitty. Pardon my cat. The Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it has all women and a diversity of genders and ethnicities and abilities here in this deck. So let's see. Let's find out about this 9 of Swords you've been in. What's going on? Why are you up in your head? Oh, we get the Queen of Wands, always here with her black kitty cat and her sunflowers. She is passionate. She is a mystic witch, always talks about the Queen of Wands as the law of attraction. Right? She knows what she wants. She manifests it. So that's been perhaps keeping you up at night. Let's see what else. And there's the Queen of Swords, a couple of queens here. She has a different kind of clarity. She has intellectual clarity, and she can be quite good at setting boundaries. And finally, a repetition here. This is your typical image for the 9 of Swords. The sleepless person up in their head, anxious. Well, what I see here is a dilemma between a passion and the truth. What's keeping you up? It's a conflict. It's a tension. The Queen of Swords has her back to the Queen of Wands. I feel like there is an opportunity for a fiery, because underlying the 6 of Wands and 2 of Wands and the 9 of Cups, there's like an emotional and passionate, creative opportunity here, represented by the Queen of Wands, the law of attraction. And you're up in your head, the Queen of Swords has turned her back to this passion somehow. And this is actually not going over smoothly. It's keeping you awake. It's causing you anxiety. I feel like you're in a loop here. And that's why in the end, I think you get the 3 of Swords, because it's a quite obsessive place that you're in of trying to think and figure your way out of something that you just know, and remember intuition here represented by the bear. There's something you know, okay? And it looks like a storm. Something is coming. And so maybe you're figuring out what to do when this comes. Let's see. It feels like something you actually manifested, because there's a 6 of Wands, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, 6 of Wands, victory. 2 of Wands is manifesting and envisioning. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a definite storm. It's transformation, and it is uncomfortable. So let's see. It makes me think that this knight who's coming in is an outside entity, and they're bringing truth, and it's going to be an uncomfortable truth, potentially. It may come in a harsh way, but this reading is telling you to accept and embrace this truth. Okay, clarifying this. 6 of Cups. This may be coming from somebody who you know very well, you've known your whole life. A soulmate connection, inner child. So it could be coming from a childhood friend. It could be coming from an inner child process that you're in. Perhaps you're doing inner child work. It comes from a truly generous heart. This truth, it comes from the heart. So the truth is being delivered here with love, and you can see the little one looking up trustingly at the grown-up, and that is the vibe of a 6 of Cups here. So there's also the Page of Wands here. This is an idea that is not an idea that challenges you. I like to think of the Page of Wands, who's often associated with exoticism, foreign travel. It's an idea that comes from the outside. I often think of this as like a queer perspective, something that's outside of the norms and conventions. And thirdly, there is a Queen of Pentacles here. She is again, it's sort of foreshadowing that this next card, the Page of Pentacles, she's very practical. She knows her worth. She is loving and nurturing. She is about the planet. She is in the sign of Earth, which Pentacles are about Earth. They're not just about money. But she can be really all about security. And sometimes I think of the Queen of Pentacles making sacrifices in her integrity for security reasons. Even though she knows she's incredible, she is incredible, she can also just aim towards comfort. But she also is very much with our Saturn, although Saturn would be melancholy, dry, and cold. Saturn is Earth. So Pentacles are the suit of Earth. So Saturn's return here is what I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles bringing. And Saturn has been revisiting Aquarius air, and will then return to forward motion and enter Pisces. Saturn left Capricorn. Check my work there, because I'm wondering if maybe Saturn has gone back into Capricorn. So we're kind of getting like this sort of structural. Capricorn can be so much about work and structure, and how you do it, and really practical. Capricorns can be a bit challenging for me to be around, because they, they're goats. Like they like it in a certain way, and they're hard workers. And apparently, I'm supposed to be feeding the cat anytime I'm in front of the camera here. Anyway, so this truth is. It's coming from an outside perspective. It's coming from a loving place. You can trust this truth. And it's also very practical. It's practical. That's exactly what we need to embrace this. Okay, so revisiting this mentor, this person that also is carrying that pentacle, that earthy, practical idea or advice. Okay. Six of Pentacles. So there is generosity, balancing. Maybe you are supposed to give of yourself here or receive. A Two of Pentacles. Yes, balancing. What are you balancing? Remember, we had the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords in tension. So perhaps the advice is simply to find a balance between your passion and your desire and what your mind tells you. I think that you can do that when you're mature, right? Okay, and thirdly, there's victory again, the Six of Wands. Riding in with your laurels, and everybody is watching you and looking to you and admiring you as the leader, as the victor, the person who has prevailed. This card can also come with a bit of a warning, like victory is brief. And the next card, the Seven of Wands, we see resistance. We see people coming after that victory and challenging it, and you being advised to have integrity. So the Six of Wands, it's like enjoy it and be ready for what comes next. I'm still seeing what's going to come out, but trust me, I always see what this is about, and I will tell you when it becomes clear. But cards are they're still telling me that there's some kind of emotional truth that you intuitively know what it is, but you're ignoring it, right? This is on the bottom. Four of Cups. You're not seeing this. It's just like the Six of Cups here on the table. You're being offered a loving message. It's not making sense to you. I think it's because you're I keep getting this message. Maybe it's my message, but there's something that's of the heart, it's of the wands, it's of fire, it's of water, and you're being overly practical. I keep getting that message. So that's coming in on this here as well. Like, trust your intuition. Don't think so hard. This is very practical. It's earthy too. Earth pentacles are about your body, about the planet, the 3D world, the actual physical world, but your physical being as well. That's what this feels like about your body. Yeah. But you're up in your head about it. Okay, 5 of Cups. This is what's hidden from you. Let's clarify this. Okay, the Devil. All right. So you're up in your head. Devil's not always bad, but with the 5 of Cups, it's like the kind of ongoing burden of regret, sort of loss, grief. And 5 of Cups, again, you can always choose, just like the Devil is like the Lovers. It's a choice. Am I going to go high or am I going to go low? Am I going to stay in this negative place or am I going to shift towards the positive? Because in the Devil, we can see these people feel chained, but those chains are quite easy for them to cut loose. The Devil can also be very much about sexuality and passion and desire. And I definitely feel like you are denying some kind of desire here. You're being overly practical, but there's something that you know that you're supposed to do. It's a passion, it's a purpose. It could be a lover, but I don't actually see any kind of this nice, not a lover's reading. But there's something that you know you're driven to do, and I feel like you're up in your head and you're not doing it. There's a burden to put down. That's why. 10 of Wands. Something is burdening you. That's the Wands, fire. It's like your previous passion. Like you're finishing up with this previous passion. And there's the Emperor. So this is about being decisive, being in command, knowing yes, no, this is what I want. This is hidden from you. So you need to just kind of, I'm getting like a really gross thing. It's like, just do it already. Okay, like shit or get off the pot. That's what came in my head. So whatever. That's the message. Just do it. Quit thinking about it. That is a really clear message to me. I'm flushing. It embarrasses me. You're not doing it because you're tired, but it will bring you absolute happiness and a new beginning. So get out of your head, my friend. Let's see. The future is the 3 of Swords. This is where your heart and your mind, you need to get aligned in heart and mind. So let's see. Actually, I said I was going to look that up here in this deck and see what it means here. 3 of Swords. This card traditionally represents a deeply emotional, sorrowful experience such as heartbreak, loss of relationship, or betrayal. As individuals, we all experience these feelings, but they can also be applied to the painful LGBTQ history, the fear of coming out and the heartbreak of rejection, the weight of feeling different and the need to hide by pretending to be someone else, the shame of being cast out of religious organizations, the hurtful insults and taunts, and the loss of lives from suicide and hate crimes. But this card also represents hope that these experiences make us stronger as individuals and as a community. Out of the pain comes growth and support. The stained glass window underscores the role that religion has played historically in the persecution of the LGBTQ+ community, but it is also a reminder that many faith-based organizations have chosen to reject hate and instead open their doors to all in support and love. This is what's keeping you up at night, the what you've already suffered. I saw the 9 of Wands on the bottom here a minute ago. So yes, there is this opportunity to become strong from what you are suffering. So this is telling me that this Five of Cups this is your regret, and it's holding you back, and it's time to put down that regret and be like the Emperor and move forward, and come into alignment of heart and mind, and to know that sure, your heart gets broken, and you have trusted, and perhaps you regretted trusting, whatever, you've been hurt, but there's something that you have to do, and in order to do it, you need to draw on the strength that comes from this wound, whatever you have gone through. So let's clarify that. You intuitively know this, right? Let's see. The Magician. You have all of the tools that you need, and what this tells me on the Three of Swords is exactly what that explanation said, that this pain is actually something that gives you power. Absolutely gives me compassion, what I have gone through as a queer person, and it also gives me depth, gives me knowledge that I can live through whatever hurt me, and so this doesn't have to be you, the queer. It's you who you are. This is a message to you from queer people, from people of color, from people who have struggled and have suffered and have lived through it and are stronger for it. And I think the Magician, as a woman of color here, is the perfect representation of that. Okay, we get, again, the Two of Wands. This was in our underlying envisioning, looking forward to making the world that you want to make. Right? When you've been hurt by the world, whatever this hurt was, you might be inclined to ignore it, but at night it's keeping you up anyway. And so you're being told with love from this deck, from these cards here. The tarot is telling you with love, face this, put it down, use it, and the Two of Cups. There is justice, there is being recognized, there's healing, you can see that this image here is a symbol of healing. Two of Cups is a soulmate connection. It's a heart-to-heart encounter. I see it in this reading as, there's a couple of twos, so there's a new beginning here that's coming after you put down this Ten of Wands, and then you get to start with the low numbers again. You get to go back to the beginning here. And yeah, this resonates with what we saw here, the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. When I look at this image, it doesn't actually give me a warm feeling of fulfillment. It's a kind of a dark, sinister image of the Six of Cups. It's a person who is really in touch with her darkness. She is gone on her moon journey, and that is why she is fulfilled, because she has faced whatever it is that we all fear to face. She has faced it, and therefore she holds the cup with it has a new moon, which is the dark moon, which would be a new beginning. The full moon is behind her here in this image. Yeah, so there's some kind of victory that does emerge here from this, whatever this painful process is that you've been going through. And if I may remind you, we're releasing this tendency to turn our back on our passion, turn our back on the Queen of Wands, on what we can manifest, like the vision that we have for the world. Two of Wands appearing twice in this reading tells me that this is very much about envisioning the world that you want to see, right? We see her again, envisioning the world. And that when you begin to do that, you will have victory, because the victory is on the table twice. Six of Wands is here twice, and you will have emotional fulfillment here represented by the Two of Cups, as well as healing in your heart. And your heart needs to be healed for whatever reason, and you need to emperor up in order to move forward from this sorrow that you aren't realizing is just saturating your life. It is so normal for you to be living in sorrow, actually. Pushing down this passion is the sad loss that you have. So underlying, we get your counterpart here, the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, a matched set to kind of go with this Two of Cups. So if there's some kind of change coming here. King of Wands is also like very much like the Emperor, decisive. So it could be you appearing again in that sort of alpha mode that you can be in. Change and a creative process. This is very much about your creativity, and it looks to me like you have lots of ideas, but you're a little bit too much up in your head. And I think you're up in your head because you got hurt somehow. And that hurt, though, is exactly where to look, right? Embrace the difficult truth. Whatever it was, somebody brought it to you is what I feel, what I sense here. It was like a storm. You didn't expect it. It was a tower. And so you can move forward with that truth into manifesting the world that you want to live in. And I think that is a wonderful message for you today. I hope that helps. Thanks for coming.